Hello and welcome once again to Chrono Trigger. We're in the Magic Kingdom of Zeal, and we're going into Zeal Palace. Now, in the last episode, we already spoke to most of the people, and in the back of this palace, there's a door, very much so like the doors in those various domes in the future, but we couldn't open them, and we're facing the same problem now. However, apparently, something about the Mammon machine allows us to open them. The prophet's aura is full of hatred and sorrow. He'll destroy himself and those he loves. Wait, so this whole area, this whole kingdom is full of, like, prideful, arrogant people who consider those who are unable to use magic as lower class human, like subhuman. And yet then it's just like, oh, he's full of hatred and sorrow. Oh, he'll ruin those that he cherishes. It is like, you can't tell me that you have it's like, but he has power. Isn't that what you... Yeah, whatever. Not that I would attest, or not that I would agree with that philosophy, but it seems a little inconsistent for them. Beyond is the Hall of the Mammon Machine. The incredible energy of Lavos pervades it. The Mammon Machine? You came to see it? Yes. I thought so. Feel the flow of the mighty Lavos' power. Oh, I feel faint. So, it's possible that Lavos is being worshipped by these people as a god of some sort. A lot of people here. The Mammon Machine is moved to the Ocean Palace. We can extract even more energy from Lavos. The ultimate dream of eternal youth and life is now possible. Oh, almighty queen, our kingdom of Zeal will reign forever. Wow, man. When the Mammon Machine was finished, the queen changed almost overnight. Just between us, I heard that anyone who opposes her, and not just the earthbound ones, vanishes. Melchior, who opposed the queen's plan, has vanished. You're not thinking what I am, are you? This is the source of Zeal's strength, the Mammon Machine. It draws and magnifies the infinite power of Lavos. That pendant looks like Shala's. When she chants the Mammon Machine, the pendant glows, as if they were in union. We'll have to check that out in just a bit. Magic strong enough to control the extraction of energy is needed to control the Mammon Machine. The three gurus made the Mammon Machine from the royal family's red rock. Melchior, who has studied much about Lavos, was in charge of the plans, but then he disappeared. Don't suppose. So we don't really know the chant, but we just hold it there? Is it glowing? Alright, so apparently it's glowing. Alright, now let's see what we can do about that door. Go here. And it closed. And the door opens. Yeah, we did it. What doth challenge us now? Alright, we're gonna pass through. It's interesting that so much of this area, like, has no dungeon at all. And I watched a video that had that as a very unique feature of Zeal. That there was no dungeon for a very long time. And it's not just dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon like it has been. But there's something unique about Zeal. But anyway, we will... I'm actually gonna go... with the regular party. I really want to maintain that lightning, fire, and water. Sort of looks like we're on trial since we have that podium. Who are you? How did you get in here? Your Majesty, they are the evildoers I warned you of. How dare you think you could oppose me, foreigners? You're worse than the gurus. Fools! Dalton, take them away. Yes, ma'am, by your leave. Gollum! Oh? Reduces HP by half. Alright. So, use the fire. Oh! That attack's rough. I don't think we can beat this one. Well. We're in a bit of trouble. I'm gonna get one hit off on him. Yep. Well, that's unfortunate. Fear not, you won't die. Immediately, that is. But by the time we're through with you, you'll be begging us to end your suffering. What a delicious diversion. Well, it appears that we were supposed to lose. Idiots. What will you do, Shala? Let us rescue them. I think it's useless. Besides, if they escape, you'll be in trouble. Don't worry about me. They just might be able to rescue the gurus. Are you all right? Quickly, escape from the palace. And if you can, please rescue Melchior. He was sent to the Mountain of Woe for opposing the Queen. Please, you have to help him. I'm afraid I can't allow that. Your meddling tires me. You'll just have to disappear. You mustn't. Stop. Okay. I'll spare them. But in return, you will cooperate, Shala. Now, show me how you came here. So you came in through here. Now, Shala, after I throw them in, I want you to seal the portal shut. No, you can't make me. Obey me. Their lives are at stake. Oh, alright. Man, this guy... What's up with this guy? Blue hair, though. So... She's gotta be pretty insanely tough. Please forgive me. Like, if she can create magic that seals a gate, we haven't seen anybody be able to do something like that thus far. But we're thrown back in time again. Or, well, maybe not necessarily back in time, but... And it's sealed. Why did the Prophet let us go? The key to defeating Lavos must exist in that period. Wait a minute. I've seen the design on the doors this pendant opens somewhere else. Well, we have the, awesome beat going on. Oh. That's... There was a door like that, wasn't it? A curious crest is engraved here. Some unknown power keeps it sealed. So it's entirely the funny thing about that. I'm gonna go. The funny thing about that is going to that dome is entirely optional. Like, you can just skip over that, and this will make absolutely no sense if you do that. Like, if you just skip over going to, I can't remember what the name of the Keeper's Dome, I think it was, right next to Death Peak, and the crazy old man that says, "No, go to the Death Peak." But an interesting thing as well. We just heard about the Blackbird and the Ocean Palace. And if you remember all the way back to whenever we were, I think before we even saw Robo, and we went and checked out that dome, that crazy old man talked about those being his designs. It's an interesting thing, isn't it? But anyway, now I believe we can open those doors that we've been seeing all the way throughout. And, if I'm not mistaken, we can open those treasure chests that have the black treasure chests that are sealed now. But let's check it out, Chrono. Alright, if we're going into the future, then yeah, we were sent back here. So we actually have oh man. We're in rough shape. So I will tell you, just as a thing, that fight, you're meant to lose the fight. But the thing about that fight as well is that you're meant to lose it, but if you do New Game Plus and you're strong enough and you win it, you still get, like, knocked unconscious and you're sent to that same prison. So you can't escape that prison. Alright, so thankfully, there is another path to get back. We will have to do a quick fight. We'll have to do at least one fight, because... Oh, I guess we won't. Doesn't look like that's a thing anymore. So, let us jump. Contemplate our existence as we jump into a gate. But so we can enter a lot of those. Let's press that. It actually looks relatively full here now. What does he say? Aha! So you've been to the land of magic. Now that the Pillar of Light is sealed, you'll be needing something that will transport you through time. I recall someone working on such a device. The Wings of Time, I believed he called it. I'm afraid he became a tide psychotic, spending so much of his time doing research. Interesting. What's old Specchio doing? He's a completely different shape. Hi, looking for some practice? Sure. Let's see how we do. We might get wrecked here. It's okay, right? We'll do this on our own. Alright. How much damage does that do? Pretty hefty amount of damage. That, I think, will... Not doing so hot. This is always an insane fight. Like... Alright, I think we're done. That was quick. Are we back to full health? So yeah, that will always be a ridiculous fight. Because his power is dependent upon what your level is, and it doesn't matter if you've beaten a previous form or not. Like, he just keeps walloping. So what I want to do, actually, is this... I don't want to go to this one. Were there any... I think there were some boxes here. So we're going to do a little bit of hunting for those little black boxes and those blue doors. And also, it's been a while since we've been to present day. So, apparently the Millennial Fair is still going on. Right, so most of these will just be a quick cursory. Yeah, no, nothing here. There is something we can do, though. So I'm going to do a quick check for those black boxes. Many of those boxes will have really helpful things, or like a ton of money, or something like that. I want to make sure. I don't know if there's a special box. There's not. Okay. Alright. So most of this episode is really just going to be going around. We now have the pendant, and so we can search for it, at the very least. Oh, there's Tabin. Oh, you're just in time. Got a Tabin helm. It's my finest work, the ultimate in defense for my daughter. Anything else? Hey, Luca. You should come around more often. How long is the Millennial Fair lasting? Magic defense plus 10. So she's going to be a lot more resistant to magic, which might play into being able to beat their dear old Specchio. Or Specchio, or however you say it. Specchio. Specchio? Supecchio? I don't know. Anyway. Alright, so no black box in Luca's house. It's good to be thorough. Still unfortunate that the cathedral is never... It just sort of goes into obscurity. Alright, I believe there was one... Alright. That's not what I wanted to do. But at the very least, this will be really simple. So, the interesting philosophy about Zeal Kingdom is the idea that their queen gives them everything they could possibly... Antipode too. Ice Sword 2, Delta Force. I need to show those. Oh, they're so good. Anyway. But the interesting thing about the Zeal Kingdom is their queen, essentially their government, gives them everything they could possibly want, everything that their hearts could possibly desire. Let's show off Antipodes here. This is Antipodes 2. This requires both Ice 2 and Fire 2. And yeah, it's pretty intense. But this is Ice Sword 2. This requires... Oh, it's so cool looking. But that requires Ice 2 and Confuse. And I'm going to show off Delta Force there. Or Delta Force here. And no, they don't put on tactical gear and take on, like, insurgents. Do 4 damage, sure. So if you remember the Guardian boss from long, long ago, then you might notice that if you play it yourself and you accidentally hit the Guardian while the 2 bits are still alive, that's what will happen to you, is that attack, Delta Force. Now, obviously it's nowhere near as strong, like they're not going to do 1200 damage. But nevertheless, it is still a pretty significant fight. Oh, they blocked it off. They walled off that place. I guess we'd have to find another way. But let me actually... Well, yeah, let me just show you what happens if I try to enter the castle right now. Since we're doing extra stuff right now. Princess Nadia! I've been worried, Princess. I understand your pain, but the king really only cares about his realm. Yes, even when your mother, Queen Eliza, passed away, he worked all day. No one could do that. It's inhuman. Oh, child, it's ancient history now. Tell me more. This may be difficult. Well, Queen Eliza's condition suddenly changed for the worse. She desperately wanted to see the king one last time, but he couldn't find the time to drop by. Said he had some work to do, but knowing nothing about death, you waited faithfully by your mother's side. Eliza passed away in sorrow. It's as if the king indirectly killed her. Such a shame. What? Father killed my mother? But what do I know? There are reasons for everything, right, dear? Now, so glad to see you back again. Please go and visit the king. Aha! So I showed up before. So most of the game before this, I don't know exactly where it triggers, but most of the time before this, right as soon as you enter, these guards start trying to chase you. Since it is our 1000th anniversary, the king has, for the time being, ordered probation for Chrono. The king awaits the return of his daughter. Well, let's actually investigate some of this place. This is like the first time we've been able to walk around freely. We're about to begin celebrating, but with the king like that. Due to the king's orders, the court is adjourned. So, this goes all the way into... What? You want to be put on trial again or something? So that's the door to the courtroom. Technically. It still makes me wonder where on earth all of that stuff is. It's locked. Why is it locked? Why do you gotta be a jerk about it? Got a hyper ether. Alright, so going down here. Wow, this is updated. Getting ready for the Millennial Fair. The chef's ancestor had a cook-off with Magus's troops. Okay. Hey, don't come in here without permission. Sorry about that. The old lady's handle in the kitchen. Gotta tread softly around here. The gist of this is that she can cook, but she can yell too. Anything in these? Every once in a while, you'll pick up something just by running around and hitting A on all of the boxes and the jars, just especially the jars. But this is the first time we've been able to actually check out the castle in its entirety. So going up here, this is actually the door, or the way to the jail. Right here. So we can't actually go to the jail anymore because we blew up the bridge. If you remember that with the dragon tank. So much nostalgia in this episode. Going to all sorts of old places. Isn't it exciting? I'm your lawyer, Pierre. The king has been so gloomy since Princess Nadia's disappearance. Listening to my story, he has concluded that it was not a kidnapping. It's taken time, but I think he understands. Still, the Chancellor is acting weird. He may give us some trouble. The Chancellor hired all those soldiers that work in the jail. Okay. I heard the Chancellor really gave it to the king in court. So, there might be something that we find out a little bit later, that if the Chancellor hired all those soldiers in the jail, then it's entirely possible those jail guardians were an odd bunch. We got cold stares from them. It's like they weren't even human. So, that sounds a bit familiar. The Chancellor lost it right around the time he ordered that dragon tank to be built. So, that sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it? But, I'm sure it's a coincidence. Without Princess Nadia, the castle's dead. Only the Chancellor thought Chrono was guilty. Oh yeah, of course, that's why everyone else was perfectly fine. Come, Princess Nadia. Oh, Nadia. Finally calling her something other than Princess Nadia. What do you want? I'm not giving in to your demands. I thought that was a different person. What do you want? I'm not giving in to your demands. It's your fault for leaving the castle and letting these hoodlums in here. You might as well beg for bread on the street corner. Stop it. These are my friends. They're a disgrace to the family. Father, you care more about your country than me or Mother. What? You killed Mother. Get out of here this instant. I never want to see your face again. Good riddance. We're no longer family. Do as you wish. A tear. Oh, woe is me. I too hope Princess Nadia returns. You too, huh? Princess Nadia's a dead ringer for her mother. That's why the king's so strict with her. Well, let's just run up here, see what happens. Looks like we can pick this up. Hyper Ether. Hooray! There's a few just like random people just standing here. And a Mega Elixir. A Mega Elixir. So, there are a couple special... So we've gotten a few new types of items. So Ether, Mid-Ether is 30, Full Ether is 60, Hyper Ether is full. So even if you have 99 MP to restore, it's full. And Mega Elixir is restore everything for everyone. There's older versions, I believe, called it Ambrosia, but it was switched to Mega Elixir. If I remember correctly, I might be thinking of something else, but I'm fairly certain old versions of the game called it Ambrosia. I'm in charge of the princess's education. I'm in charge of her physical education. I'm in charge of discipline. She's missed almost every lesson this year. I could believe it. So this used to be Queen Lean's room. Interesting that it became Marle's room, or Princess Nadia's room. Alright, so what happens if we actually go up? Got an elixir. Elixir is basically... Ah, yes! So this is what I was talking about. The black boxes. A red vest. A red vest. Interesting. What does a red vest do? Since we're still sporting ruby vests. So Meso Male has more armor. So it absorbs 50% of fire hits. It is the exact same as the ruby, or it absorbs 50% of fire hits. So that's actually a little bit different. So let's actually put that on Marle. Yeah, I thought of that differently. The king is deeply concerned about Princess Nadia. But being a king, he keeps it all locked up inside. After his wife's death, he only lived for Princess Nadia. And a full ether. Hooray! I've got nothing to say. Alright. Well, I guess that's it. Well, that was a rough viewing. He kinda... I was... I don't know if I really sympathize with him, because he was instantly just like, this is your fault! So we have free reign to the castle. So if we go back up... Yeah. We have free reign to the castle, but there's nothing really we can do at the moment. Alright, so we're gonna skirt around these guys, skirt around this one, go here, and then up, and then around. Alright, and we're out. So, those black boxes that we've been seeing on occasion are the ones that I'm talking about, the ones that are openable now. And if you look relatively closely, they kind of have the same symbol. So the other thing that I wanted to do, the interesting thing, is something from down here in Pour. Really got to search everywhere for those boxes. Alright, so let's see. Market. Anything new? What's new? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Back out of that. Nothing? How about the snail stop? This, I believe, is the tavern. So, what do we got? I got the best jerky in town, but I'm saving it. Might let some go for, say, 9,900. How about it? Yeah, sure. You must be really hungry. Here you go. So, there's something important. Some monsters coexist with humans, like the piano player. 400 years ago. So these are the same things that we saw in episode 1. Everyone's over at the festival. What fools! I think everything else is pretty much the same. I'm just going to check for black boxes. I'm going to call them black boxes now because it's actually easier. So, our eventual stop is 2300 AD. But, just stopping by here, We'll actually go to 600 after this. And then onward. Onward into the future. Oh, hey, here we go. Bling. Got a white vest. Got a black vest. Alright. And apparently no music. So, absorbs 50% of shadow. Let's put that on Chrono. And... oh, she's got a mist robe? Mesomail is actually less. But... let's do... the white vest. The absorbs 50% is actually... it is different than just the ruby vest. They're, very different. And it's worth it. It's worth it just to check that out. So, if you remember, there was actually one of those in Hecarim Cave as well. So, there wasn't one on Zenon Bridge. There wasn't really much of anything on Zenon Bridge. But, let us go over here. We're gonna jump into Hecarim Cave. Splash, splash. Okay. There. If you remember last time we were here, the monsters were all gone, so... I don't believe there are only vests in those treasure chests. So... we have one red vest, one white vest, and one black vest. The other is a blue vest, which I don't think that... oh, that was a wall ring. What does a... huh? There's something else in here. What in the world? A dash ring. I don't know why that was so supremely special, as to have all of those special effects, but sure. So, wall ring is magic defense, and dash ring is speed. Which actually, got the bandana right now. She really needs a boost in speed. Yeah. Hers is magic, but she might could use magic defense more so. So I'll give her the wall ring. Alright. Actually, that was what I needed. There wasn't really anything in the Hecarim's, like, boss area. Okay. I was hearing something outside of the game, and I was like, what is that? But I think it's a plane. I think. I hope it's something so inconsequential. Right. Move in. Alright. Let's go to Melchior's hut. See what's happening. Interesting how we're supposed to go to 12,000 BC to find somebody named Melchior. And we've got this guy. Old Man Melchior. Yeah. So, we found Masa and Mune and their older sister Doreen. Apparently they have an older sister Doreen. And we also heard them talking about... There's no glow anymore. They're still chanting, though. It's a little bit... Oh, well, that's different. Oh, great Ozzy. Ozzy the Great. Ozzy fills our days and nights with joy. Ozzy? Hut, Sir Ozzy. Tut! Huh. So apparently the object of their... It's certainly not as grand of a square either. There used to be a lot more monsters. So they're still chanting, but perhaps not as aggressively. Yep. So something's changed. We beat Magus. But something certainly... Yeah, and they're still selling things for like 65,000. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, so they've still got their grudge. What about this? So this looks exactly like that old forest palace. Or the North Palace, which is what they called it. The pendant is reacting. My pendant? Oh. Interesting. So we have one of two choices. And anew. The seal has been broken. I will give you the treasure of the Guru of Reason. To the right is a weapon which increases strength. To the left is protective gear which will guard your life. Choose whichever you feel you need, and take it with you. 13,000 years ago, or was a long time. Balthazar, I shall see you shortly. Huh. Alright, so if we choose one, we can't choose the other. My thought is... That actually looks weird. But... So we've got the vests, which are going to be really helpful. And this I believe, is what's called a prismatic dress. I'm going to look it up real quick. Because it is real. Alright, here we go. You choose between the two chests that appear. It doesn't matter which you take as long as they are both good items. While you're still in this time... well, tell me what the items are. They are both really good items. So, I am going to take the armor. Safe helm. So the safe helm is actually really good. What the safe helm does is... it cuts physical... It's basically its own protect. You know how Luca has her protect? So I'm actually going to give it to Marle, who does not have as much defense. Or doesn't have as much... Yeah, no, doesn't have as much defense. The reason... Let me just check this real quick. Yeah, the reason I want to keep Luca with that is to up her magic defense. But Marle can have the safe helm, which will make sure she only receives 1/3 of physical damage. This would have been a really helpful item for the golem fight, because even though those little fireballs were things that he was shooting, it is a physical attack. So It is a very good item. The weapon is also good, but we will also be receiving weapons, you know, as time goes on. So it's not as vital of an item. All right, so we have gone through. Let me just see if there is a black box in the Elder's house. Nope, no box. What is... I'm sure everyone else says the same thing, but what about this guy? They still worship Ozzy's statue in the village square. So, that was the descendant of Ozzy that was saying, "Oh, great Magus, why didn't you just destroy the humans?" But instead, now he's saying, only talking about his own friend. Spoiling my meal. So, we can... yeah, there we go. I'm not about to pay 200 gold for a night, though. Let's see how these guys are different. Or if these guys are different. Our old buddies. The forgive and forget guys. Yeah, okay. So they still say the same thing. Time to go. So, what I will do now is I'll actually jump into 600 AD, and we will pick up from there in finding these boxes. That's Protodome. So that's where I will go whenever it comes to it. This is Mystic Mountain. There are no black boxes in the prehistoric era. But this is Truce Canyon. Right? Yeah, that's Truce Canyon. That's Medina Village. And that is Millennial Fair. So we'll be going into this one next. And then finally into the Protodome. But before we do that, heal up and save. Do not be ashamed to save often. Save early, save often is the rule. But doing this, and thank you for watching. I like how it's called Break the Seal, because that's basically the name of the game right now. But anyway, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day. Take care, bye, and see you later.